I mean, what better way to live than like royalty?
It's this big myth of agnosticism that you can live your life not knowing, and that's intellectually acceptable and intellectually respected. Patrick, it's impossible to live an agnostic life out. You have to decide, is this person valuable or not? If so, why or why not? You have to answer the question, what's the purpose of my life? What are my ambitions and goals? You have no choice. You have no choice but to make ethical decisions every day. Do you cheat the IRS or do you pay your taxes? You have no choice but you have to answer the question every day. Am I going to lie or tell the truth? Am I going to cheat and steal, or am I going to respect another person's property? And then, by golly, you're going to have to sit in funerals of grandma and grandpa and mom and dad. And I'm sorry, if you don't ask the question, is there life after death or not, you're brain dead.
I mean, as you can see, I was watching one of my favorite podcasts, PBD Podcast. Go check it out, Valuetainment. Just plug for them, free advertising. But I was watching my favorite podcast, and I saw this interview with this man who's an apologist, and he goes around debating and talking with people and really just explaining and expressing God. And the thing with apologists that I love is that they work with things from a different angle. You can go into the word, you can go into so many other things, but if you deal with people with the heart and the nature of God, it's hard to argue that, because they're going to argue the word. But even if they do argue the word, like he said, he uses historical context, he uses history, things that have been founded and done by scientists and proven to be true. Like, all of that works to prove the word of God being true and to prove that God is real. Jesus is real. Like, it really happened. He lived. He died for our sins. He was buried and resurrected, and now he sits on high and lives in us today as believers. Like, it's all real. And what I love about this man and what he says is that it's hard to be agnostic. It's hard. You have to believe in something. You can't live your life in I don't know. And I feel like a lot of people are struggling because they're living their lives in I don't know land. You can't be in I don't know land. You'll constantly find yourself in frustration or continue to find yourself being steamrolled over because you don't know. You can't set up a standard. You can't set any boundaries because everything is anything and anything is everything. And like my former pastor used to say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And what I mean by that is, if you don't have any values or morals and you don't stand for anything, then you will fall for everything. So this man, he really broke it down, and he broke it down in a way that I love. So, matter of fact, I'm going to just play this next clip, and then I'll come back to it.
And that's why this idea of I don't know, you can't live that out. You have to say, no, I'm never going to see this person again. Yes, I am going to see this person again. Why? Yes, there is a purpose to my life. This is it. Why do you believe that? Yes, I think there are some moral absolutes, maybe not many, but at least a few. Why? Who defines those moral absolutes? Who defines the purpose of your life? Who sets the ambitions that you are following? I mean, if you're a halfway thinking person, you've got to examine what's going on inside. What are you doing with your life? You can't live agnostic. If you ask me, hey, Cliff, you like Coke or Pepsi? I can say, I don't know, I'm agnostic. You're right. I don't know whether I like Coke or Pepsi. And guess what? It really doesn't matter. But when it comes to God and the question of human value, human purpose, ethics, and is there life after death, you have no option but to face those questions.
Could it be because folks who say that, they're so logical and everything has to be proven now, where the idea is no matter what I do, I will never get 100% answer to those questions. So why put my energy into something that is either faith or it's never going to be 100%? Why would I do that? It's not worth me doing that.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
And here's what's wrong with that. You and I have beautiful wives, don't we? Mm-hmm. Do you know your wife 100%?
No.
No. And I don't know my wife 100%. Mm-hmm. Does that mean you and I can't have a relationship with our wives because we don't understand them 100%? No. We have a wonderful relationship with our wives. In other words, you've got to live with mystery, and I got to live with mystery. And if I can't learn to live with mystery, I'm going to have a horrible relationship with my wife, and you will have a horrible relationship with your wife. To demand that our wives tell me everything there is to know about them, they could never do that, and I couldn't grasp it. Well, if that's true about our relationship with our wives and our children, how much more true that is about a relationship with God. Where on earth do I get off with this intellectual arrogance that says, unless God answers every question I've got, unless I can understand everything about God, I can't believe? If you get a PhD in biology, do you know everything there is to know about biology? Mm-hmm. No. If you do postdoc work in biology, do you know everything there is to know about biology? No. Does anybody know everything there is to know about any area of life, be it biology, chemistry, history, psychology? No. We have partial knowledge, and you better learn to live with mystery. Well, if that's true about every branch of knowledge, it's going to be true about God.
You better get used to living with mystery.
Yep.
Great example. Such a great example. I don't know. Or if I can't know everything, then I can't believe it. I have to understand how it works completely, or I can't believe it. That's very selfish and prideful thinking, right? Because he used great examples. Know everything about bioengineering, know everything about biology, know everything about your spouse, know everything about this, everything. There's always a deeper depth and more to learn. And with God, you cannot contain everything about him to understand everything about him. It's impossible. Your mind is finite. You only have the capacity to understand and know so much. And God is eternal and infinite. Like, there's so much about him to know and understand, which is why the angels in heaven are saying, holy, 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 and looking up to praise and worship him and behold more of his glory. And he reveals something else to them. And now they're just at a point now where they have to bow down and worship again. So who are we to say that I can't believe in God because I can't understand him? If that's the case, you can't believe in anything because you don't believe everything. You don't understand everything. I don't understand everything about how this microphone works, but I still believe that it's going to project my voice and make my voice sound a certain type of way to get the job done, whatever I need done. I don't understand everything about my phone. I don't understand, like he said, everything about my spouse. I'm still working to understand and to know. So this idea that you can't believe in God because you don't know everything about him is kind of crazy, because you believe in your legs even though you don't know everything about them. You know that you're going to stand up and walk. You know that you can wiggle your toes. You know all of this even though you may not know every little fine detail about how it works, about every organism, every vein, every bone, you don't know all of that. But you still believe that you're able to do it. Why is it hard to believe that God exists and that he's controlling everything, even if we don't understand why he's controlling it the way that he is, understanding that he is sovereign and all powerful? You can't make this up. You can't make up the world. You can't explain this with a big bang. You can't explain the body of a human through the evolution of apes. Like, you can't explain a lot of this stuff in a way that people like for you to believe, to disprove and dispel religion and God. But God exists. He's infinitely wise. He's all powerful, all knowing. His presence is everywhere and in everything. The Bible tells us that when Jesus came, he was the lamb slain before the foundation of the earth. And then in him all things consist, by him were all things made. Like, he's holding everything together. He's literally the center of it all. And everything, you can look and see God. You can see God, and the world shows you the existence of God. And if you're refusing to accept that and see that, then that's very foolish on your part. And that's really all I say about that. But this video was really inspiring to me to see PBD do this, because that's my man, and they talk about a lot of religion and finance and economy stuff, and I love it because I learn a lot and go do my research on it afterwards. But to bring on a man about religion, I know he's a man of faith, and his family is founded in his Christian values, and a very successful man, and does a lot to help spread awareness and spread knowledge and wisdom. And then, it's just, this man, as an apologist, I just really admire them and their ability to handle these tough questions, situations, and beliefs that people come with. So go and check out the full podcast if you can. But I really enjoyed this. I really loved it. He said some truth and said some good stuff, used a lot of great examples, and I just wanted to show it. I know PBD reaching way more people than me, but this inspired me and helped me, really feel stronger in my faith and in my belief. So I hope it does the same for you. And that's all I have. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.